flagship community.
I can't hear you. There we
Oh
go.
my gosh. I was muted. Oh no. Okay, I gotta do the intro one more time. Let's rewind and let's pretend it all went well. Okay, apparently I need to activate that microphone. Well, let's do it again. Welcome everyone. It is still the same month. It is still the same community live, but now everyone should hear me, which is way better. Welcome to this community live. We have some spectacular guests. Sarah Zula is going to join us. Kaedrich Olsen is with us, and we have the golden ticket winners. And of course, it's about you. So everyone in the All Shift Happily Now community, thank you so much for being here. And let's get him back on stage. Kaedrich Olsen.
Hey, how are you doing today?
Much better now that the intro worked. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely enjoy this.
Yeah, me too. It's super cool. We do have Judith here, who's gonna.
Hello.
Hi, good to see you.
Nice to see you. I was missing you.
Yeah, I was missing you too. It really looks like Italy did the best on you because you look refreshed and ready for new adventures and the world.
Thank you.
We have someone with a beautiful shirt here, who's also, she's doing so much for the community lately. I really got to say that. Monica, thank you so much for being with us. Hi.
Hi, everyone. We're going to have, again, a great time together. It's so amazing to be with you. Thank you.
I agree very, very much. And Monica did some cool stuff for the community, getting everyone together. You organize these meetings with everyone, and there's so many people. It's really, really nice. So thank you so much for doing that. If you're interested in joining one of Monica's All Shift Happily Now groups, I bet she loves to get an Instagram message. We do have Diana here. Hi, Diana. Good to see you.
Hi, it's great to see all of you. I always love being here. I look forward to this monthly meditation so much.
I agree. Me too. Thank you so much. And we do have Sarah Zula. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Tim, and hi, everyone. So good to see you. So happy to be here.
Good to see you too. Let's quickly go into the chat because we do have this wonderful chat. I'm so excited to be with everyone. Let's see this. We do quite a lot of comments. My God. Okay. Lots of comments telling me that I have no sound. Thank you so much. We have Selina. Hi, Selina. Hello again from Germany. Thank you so much for joining from Germany. That's so cool. Very special. Guten Abend in German. Jerry, Jal. That's a cool nickname, and I love the jam icon. We are shifting. You're also great. Thank you, Tim. So much love from Norway. Thank you so much for tuning in to the All Shift Happily Now community from Norway. I freaking love that. Yaja girl. Hey Tim, hi, good to see you. Notchi, thank you so much for joining. I feel like we should get you on here, to be honest. I think when I have a moment, I'm going to send you the link and then you can join us here. Because for everyone who doesn't know, Nochi is one of our All Shift Happily Now speakers, coming from Japan, and we're going to go and expand to Japan in September. I'm freaking excited for that. Timothy is with us. Thank you so much, Timothy, for being here. Grace is here. By the time I just oh, Lorene, it says it on the screen. Oh my goodness, I should have like a note or something. Lorene, thank you so much for joining. That's so cool. Good to see you each and every time. Victoria is with us. Hello, beautiful All Shift Happily Now community. Oh my goodness, there's so much more. Daniel is with us. Hello, All Shift Happily Now family. Sending love and light to all from Southern California, USA. Thank you so much for joining, Daniel. And so many, many, many more. Beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So what we're going to do, as you can see in the lower corner here, we do have the chat. Howdy from Texas. Oh, I love that. I freaking love that. Yeah, I recently got some videos sent over from Sammy, who did something in Texas, and there were people coming with horses to the parking lot. I love that vibe. Monica is from Florida. Gabby is here. Thank you so much for joining in, Gabby. Welcome, everyone. This is supposed to be, a community hub here. We're going to talk a little bit about what's on the news with us. We're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up. And then ultimately, it is all about being together here on the call. And I'm also going to operate this by myself. So it's all gonna grow and get better and better. And I'm very, very excited for that. I want to quickly get Sarah on and want to talk about some stuff. There we go. So many people. Wait. Tube. There we go. Sarah.
Hi.
See you. Our Ticket to Ride course just ran out, but we're all getting ready for meeting in the conference. I think something that is super, super sweet, which I've seen Sharon did that for us and for the community, was so nice. She basically made a testimonial trailer of everyone at the conference. It was so nice. Monica was on it too, and it really brought me back to Germany, to be honest. And I think one of the most beautiful things is, growing this community with everyone and then meeting, and some of the testimonials. I just want to say that on the stream here, because it was probably one of my highlights for this week. And I know you've seen it too. So how was your impression of that video? I really loved it.
I didn't know what to expect. Sharon was really excited when she sent the email. She's like, you guys have to watch it at the same time, but it's all good. You got to check your email. So I was like, what is this? And it was really special. It was not expected, but oh my gosh, the way it fills the heart when we see all of these faces and hear their hearts that we just got to spend time with at the conference. So many of them were inside a Ticket to Ride. So it just felt like family. You know what I mean? It's so beautiful how quickly this has become such a family. And if anyone's new here and you feel like this is your first time, just feel very, very welcome here. Because what I was reminded of and what I'm constantly reminded of with this community is just the beautiful hearts of the people in this space. It was so palpable. It was so beautiful. So if anyone's new here, feel very, very welcome here. You will be held by the most incredible beings. And everyone who usually joins in, hi, thank you for being here. And everyone a part of that video, thank you for taking the time to be a part of that, because it made my week as well. It filled my heart so much. So thank you. And Tim, how did you feel about it?
I just read Ashley's comment. We love you. Thank you for creating this community. Thank you so much. Ashley was in the video too. I mean, my gosh, that was really, really beautiful. I gotta say it from my perspective, creating these events with everyone. I think we're tapping into a subspace that is just amazing. I freaking love the idea that we come together and we get to experience these events together, and apparently people all over the world become friends, and not only all over the world, but also as we see in Italy, which is coming up with very nice group that I found. I'm so happy about that. We even connect to other species, to other dimensions, other levels of reality, other levels of life, and these beings enjoy what we're doing. And I think the first conference was a kickoff for that. The video was so sweet. I really enjoyed it, and I want to grow that. I want to grow that, and I think everyone here feels that too. Yeah, I'm gonna get. Let me quickly get that comment on. Monica is saying it was very, very emotional. I think so too. I think there's something special. And now we have the next conference coming up in December. It's going to be in Mexico, which is going to be a whole lot more accessible for a lot of people. I plan on making a conference in parts of the world every year, because it is so powerful. I don't know how you felt about that, Sarah, but I think going with like 100 people and growing, this time it's even more accessible. Going with 100 people to a place and leveling up our reality field, that's so powerful. But I think the most amazing thing is hanging out with everyone. What was your take?
There's nothing like being able to be in person with people. It's so beautiful to get to have online spaces like this where we're joining together regularly. We can absolutely feel the energy. It's so special, but it's another level when we get to be in person together. The energy starts synchronizing, like Tori actually said on the video, which I hope we have permission to share that video at some point because it was so beautiful. But Tori said it so beautifully on the video that they made for us, where she was talking about how quickly we started to be able to drop into meditation after just like a day or two of synchronizing, eating together, being on the same schedule together. It's such a sacred place, like we're going to do in Mexico. It's like we start dropping in quicker. The energy keeps getting more and more uplifted. It's such a special thing to do together.
I'm so excited about that. I got to tell everyone, because I know we have thousands of new All Shift Happily Now members, and first of all, thank you so much for everyone who's new to All Shift Happily Now. Sarah has had some introductory words. The idea is that we can, and it's proven so many times by science, by physics, by everything, we change and we influence our reality field. Why are we influencing our reality field? Because we are our reality field. It is observer-based universe, quantum universe. So we have directly influence on our timeline. And many people, as John Lennon once said, if one person has a dream, it's a dream, but if many people have a dream, it's a reality. And he touches on something that is very true. And I think it's very true for the mission that we're all on here. But besides the mission and besides doing something great for the timeline, it is about the feeling of community. The feeling of knowing you can get once a year to space, you're going to meet new friends, you're going to have the most amazing experiences with spiritual speakers that are internationally known, bringing some of them for the very first time to Germany, right? Debbie Solaris was in Germany for the very first time. I don't know about Sarah Brexman. I think it was kind of rare for her to go to Germany as well, but I'm not sure. She
has family there. Her brother lives there. Yeah.
Yeah, right. In Frankfurt, or maybe we shouldn't say in Frankfurt.
Call her
if you
out.
ever find a Brexman in Frankfurt, that's her brother. Yeah, I'm freaking excited because we're going to do these things again. And I think what we're going to do and how it's growing is hanging out with everyone in Mexico. I think that's one of the most amazing things that we can do. We have some spectacular ideas. We're going to start the whole week. We're going to be together some fantastic guests. We have Ishmael Perez, we have Debbie Solaris. You will be there, Sarah. I will be there. Megan Solarglow, who just reached the 500,000 people on Instagram. Freaking amazing. Congratulations for that. She's going to be there with her dowsing rods, not drowsy rods, dowsing rods. I don't know. It's going to be great. So I want to quickly say what people can expect, and I would love for you to tap into that as well, Sarah, because you were at the conference in Germany for the very first time too. What people really need to expect compared to anything else, any other event, we got a hacienda in Mexico, so we all gonna be at the same spot. No one is going to a Airbnb or anything. We're gonna stay together. We're gonna spend time at the pool together. We're gonna have the most transformative talks throughout the day. We're gonna do tapping into intelligence of the universe. So if you want to up-level your communication with your personal universe, and everything is communication, then that is the perfect chance. We're going to have food because it's all inclusive. You don't have to care about anything. You just sign up, get your ticket for Mexico. It is a quick flight from North America, wherever you are, or when you're from South America, it's still a quick flight. And then meet us at Chichen Itza. It's a phenomenal chance to do so and to be with us for something great, with us in a great community. And next year, who knows where we're going? I have a feeling that Japan is on the rise as well. What do you think, Sarah?
Maybe, we'll see. We're heading out there soon, so we will see. Japan seems to be calling. Nochi knows that well. I think what's also really special about what we're all doing here and this community, exactly what we do here on these meditations monthly is, yes, we go for our own personal transformation. We go for the experience of being able to be with like-hearted community. Sometimes just being in the presence of one another helps us remember, uplifts our reality field, brings memories back to us. But I think what's really special about this community as well is that we're also doing beautiful work for and with the planet as we gather in these different locations, especially these spiritual hotspots that we're having these conferences on. So this is such a win-win-win type of situation because we go for our personal fulfillment and it's going to be beautiful, but then we go to learn from all of the amazing speakers that will be there to learn, to heal, to transform. And then we also go to do some beautiful spiritual work that we all get to do together to uplift the frequencies on this planet, to support the different energy areas on the planet like Mexico. Mexico will feed the hearts of us and will uplift our spirits, and we will do the same for the lands of Mexico. So it's beautiful to be on this mission with everyone. And I want to remind us, but also thank everyone for being on this mission with us, because it's no coincidence that you're here. And it's no coincidence that those of you who feel such a yes to going here can feel that pull to like Mexico, to being all together there. There's a reason for that. And there is definitely this merging of the feminine and masculine energies right now happening also in Mexico, not necessarily man and woman, but feminine energies and masculine energies that are getting rebalanced on the planet. And right now, Mexico seems like a big hub to be able to birth that and to be able to create healing within that. So I have a feeling that there's going to be some themes of that in Mexico as well. What do you think, Tim?
I love that. I say it as it is. More and more of the spiritual teachers went to Mexico. I literally through Judith got into contact with Matthias De Stefano. He was in Mexico. Other people too. So there is something about Mexico that is really calling in. And I believe it has something to do with the timeline. And we're all affected by, in different degrees, but we're all affected by the collective timeline. So when Sarah said, thank you for being on that mission, thank you on behalf of the universe, not only for yourself, because you are changing, even being on this community life, with all these beings, you connect yourself to a new type of reality field. Everyone has this reality field, and it changes very much the frequency. When you're hanging out with great people, it feels good. And we gotta get that pumping. We gotta get that growing all around the world. because that's how the planet is healing, and that's great for us because we already in 1 or 2 years since All Shift Happily Now came forward, established itself. We have seen so many people level up in the community, and I could even in this group I could bring on people who would say, my gosh, All Shift Happily Now changed my life, and I'm so freaking happy about that. But what I adore about all of this is we have fun spiritual events beyond entertainment, beyond the stuff that Netflix would do, beyond the stuff that you would see on YouTube and so on. So there is an ET inspired comedy club at the conference. We do have some of the most amazing spiritual teachers there, and it's a lot of fun. I'm gonna have a taco. You can have a taco too. So I want to quickly read some comments because Monica is saying she told Michelle that the next All Shift Happily Now conference will be in Japan. OMG.
Monica knows what's up. She always knows.
Monica is like she's like the queen in the Japan community. I'm gonna get her on because she's laughing and I see it. Hi, Monica. Are you with us?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I really love Japan, and Nochi and Eric are so funny together, and I love the All Shift Happily Now meditation. I never miss that. I was already 2 times, and the people knows me there. It's
they
amazing.
Do know you there.
Japan, and I manifested that the conference is gonna be in Japan. I already told Michelle, and she said, "Okay, Monica, I trust you." And now look, I was looking for the conversation to show.
This is too funny. Monica also manifested that we're gonna have a dance party in Mexico too, which I'm kind of excited too. Lorraine is saying she can bring her daughter. Her Japanese is fluent. Well, everyone, it's not official yet. I think we gotta discuss that first. First of all, we gotta go to Mexico, and then we're going to another place. But I think what's special, and I think everyone should know that All Shift Happily Now, together with Nochi, who's in the comment. Maybe Nochi, you can quickly say something in the chat, and I'm going to put you on screen as well. But if you're in the chat right now, you probably have seen her. So it's a fun adventure. We're going to Japan, and we have a new audience there who just knows and learns more about All Shift Happily Now, and it's so much fun. It is a wild experience. Monica is probably the only Western person in the chat. It's mostly in Japanese and English. Nochi is translating a lot, and it's fascinating. The Japanese vibe is so different in a way that the way that they are perceiving and watching All Shift Happily Now and the community life is so different, and it's so fun seeing Monica interact in Japanese through a translator with everyone. So nice having you, Monica. So the other Monica Garcia, is saying, where do we find more information on the Mexico gathering? allshifthappily.now.com. I'm going to put it on here, /conference. There we go. There we go. So if you go to, when you go to allshifthappily.now.com, there's a web page conference. You find a lot of information about it. You see all the speakers. You do not fully see the itinerary yet, but I do want to share some of the information that we're going to have. So the tickets include the rooms. We're all going to meet in Sachi, Mexico, Yucatan area, very safe area, probably the most safe spot that you can go in North America. Amazing pyramids. We are right now with All Shift Happening now in organizing a tour to the pyramids. So we're all going together in Germany. We did that with the Extern Stones. We're going to hang out together. The tickets include the stay, include the hacienda. We are in a 100-year traditional Mexican hacienda together. It even includes the food. So we have 2 restaurants there. So all is taken care of. You just need your flight and a ticket. And I think that's the most special thing about this, that we do these events yearly and people have something to look forward to, because there is not much in the world that is anything like that. What do you think, Sarah?
What I like about it is that it's really a journey. We go on a journey as a group together instead of what a lot of people perceive conferences as is kind of detached. Like maybe people know a few people there, or like they kind of come alone and do their own thing. You could totally do that if you prefer to be on your own. However, there's so much beautiful group energy, and we all go through the journey together. So it feels like such an intimate experience. It feels more to me in my experience. It feels more like a retreat. Like the speakers are there with you. Like we're with you. I'm sitting right next to you watching the other speakers. We're all in it together. And it really just feels like such a family. And something that we do, I think Ashley, hi Ashley, by the way, Tim gave you props on your background. He was like, I love Ashley's background in the testimonial video. But I think Ashley mentioned this. Something that we do is that we usually give mornings to everyone's selves, so people have time to integrate. And what Ashley mentioned was that in Germany, like that's when everyone was like doing things together. They would walk to the town together, they would hang out together. So the way that this conference is set up is, one, the experiences are like a journey that we all go on together. And then there's time for you, there's time for connection, there's time for hanging out, there's time for you to meet your soul family and to make lifelong friendships. And that's what just keeps happening inside of this community. And we keep co-creating the space to be phenomenal. So I think that is very unique. I've spoken at many conferences before. They're all special in their own unique way, but that's what's so special about this one. It's a journey that you go on, and there's so much time to be able to really connect with community and build amazing relationships, which is really beautiful.
I agree. And I got to say this because, we're breaking the fourth wall so many times with All Shift Happening now, because that's the idea, right? We've all come to planet Earth. We've all found a planet here that is society-wise and system-wise still in a transitional phase. And to be honest, your soul, everyone's watching right now, your soul is on this planet to balance that out. If you're watching this, if you're hearing this, you're definitely ready, and it definitely speaks to your soul. So there are beings on this planet. We came here, we balance the energies, and we're not only doing that for ourselves. This is our universe. We are the universe. So we're doing these things for our soul, for our soul's mission. And if you've ever felt a moment on planet Earth where you thought like, wow, this stuff needs to shift, then you are destined to design that shift with us. You are destined to design that shift with us. And I think the promise of All Shift Happening now is, let's make this a happy shift, and let's make it fun along the way with amazing spiritual speakers. And I want to get another one of the amazing speakers here on the screen, who's not going to join us in Mexico, unfortunately, but we're working on that. So one day, hopefully, Kaedrich, we meet again. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, wait. I'm not muted anymore.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I love that. We would love to see you at one point, but I think like the contribution that you bring to the world is super, super spectacular. Last time that we talked to each other, Kaedrich, you were doing a seminar online about the death process, which I think is something that this planet really needs to talk about. I want to know, how was it?
Oh, we're doing great. I've got the Afterlife Codex, which is now available through my website, and that is a way that you can get the near-death experience without having to die. Hey, love you too, Victoria. Good stuff. It is a way that my guides have shown to cross over, to experience what's going on over there, to really literally build your own space over there. I call it the Astral Temple, and ways that you can communicate with spirits to continuously reaffirm that is up and available. And first time announcing it here, right now, on Sunday, June 1st, 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to give a YouTube live workshop on releasing spirits who are attached, that are giving the influences on you that you don't want. And we're going to talk about the different type of entities, where they come from, what they want, and what you can do to get rid of them and keep them gone. That'll be on June 1st at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, I have some questions about that because oftentimes, we think about these influences coming from different other dimensions, especially people that are, more coming from the Christian side and so on. But what we got to say is, there are psychic experiences on this planet coming from human groups, coming from humans who do these things. Do you make like a difference between that? Do you only focus on like spirits coming from other realms, or is there anything that you can give people on the way when it comes to like the real stuff that's even happening with humans on this planet, really close to this reality realm right here?
In fact, humans on this planet, I call it the shadow matrix. Because we're dealing with shadows, our fears, our limitations, our sense of worthiness, our beliefs of capability and what we should be doing, shouldn't be doing, all of that, we project that onto each other. That we just can't help it. We do it. That's just the nature of it. Think about those times when maybe you were doing something where you were exceeding, where you did some really good things and people around you were like, oh, really? No, don't do that. Or you're looking for a promotion, you're looking to step up, and you're not going to be able to do that. That's not you. I mean, they've got it in their best interest for you, but it's not in your best interest. That even exerts all the way across through to different corporate institutions. Religious institutions are big on this one. The whole idea of possession, for example. What I've seen over my years of doing this work, if somebody is possessed, it's not by a demonic entity. I think the demonic influence, as we call demons, is far too exaggerated, because the vast majority of what we call possession is actually a loved one that still thinks they're doing the best for us. Think of like the helicopter parent that wants to micromanage everything you're doing. And now they're coming in and they're like, oh, you don't really want to be with that partner. Oh, you don't really want that job. No, I know what's best for you. And so we let these folks go with love, with compassion and respect. But the fear that's out there, about demonically possessed people, demonically possessed dolls, all of the negativity, there are egregores, there are tulpas, there are lower level life forms, even the whole archon concept, they're out there. But it's not as exaggerated as we've been told. There's a lot of fear. And so that's part of the shadow matrix of doing what you're told according to the mainstream and fitting into mainstream values and mainstream spirituality and mainstream roles. But you are not that. If you are here, you're not mainstream. You're very much divergent. It's what I call spiritually divergent. You are the trendsetters for the new way of humanity, for the new way of being. And when we see in the news some of these institutions clamping down, they're getting harder, they're getting more brutal. My opinion, my belief is that they're in their death throes. They're feeling their power waning, and they're doing everything they can to reclaim it. And so they're stirring up problems. They're stirring up difficulties for everybody. And just remember, whenever we're thrown into a fear state, our amygdala clicks on. Our amygdala kicks on the fight or flight center, their brain stem, and it turns off the prefrontal cortex. So you lose your higher executive functions. You can't think for yourself, and you defer to what you consider to be the voice of authority. And it's usually that voice of authority that tells you to be afraid. And, oh yeah, I'm the one that can save you, but they're the ones causing the problem. So when we can get through that fear, and that fear is a big part of the shadow matrix, we get through that artificial fear, we can step up, and we're no longer under the influence of people. We're no longer under the influence of archons. We're no longer under the influence of subtle beings, because we've reclaimed our power. We've conquered that fear and kept our connection to our higher mind, our higher executive functions.
That it's so true. I mean, a very, very big part of what you call the shadow matrix in the fields, we call that the installation. I know that it translates a little wonky into English, makes more sense in German. But one part of that is, I mean, we gotta admit that it's the universe is a big place, and it allows for certain things. It's just that it's just a fact. But you are so right about the way that it's been blown up and mega focused in media to a degree that people are troubled with that. And it's not that way. It's not that way. If we think about just the 3D plane, we're talking about 95% of beings in the universe that are very acceptable. And when we go into higher states or like more experienced states of consciousness, there's even more beings. It just keeps the number of beings that are awakening to the truth that we're all one organism, and we better be nice to each other because we are sitting in our own bathtub. This number is growing. It is growing fastly. And that is the way how we protect ourselves as well. The only way, and I think you said that very, very nicely, and I want to hear Sarah on that too, because she sees that from a different direction. But the only way that beings can even have any type of power is by making people go into certain traps and then kind of like bending their own free will against them in an illusional state. And that can be institution-wise. It can come from the shadow matrix or the installation, but it also like systematically, which is happening all the freaking time. You just have to click on any TV set in the world. It is happening all the time. But at the same time, we can free ourselves. It can also happen on an individual level, which is much rarer. But ultimately, we ourselves are creating our reality field. Sarah, you deal with these things a lot. We do a lot of the stuff in Ticket to Ride, where especially you are removing a lot of the trauma that people experience in the shadow matrix or the installation, as we call it. Sarah, what's your take on what Kaedrich just said?
Yeah, I love the way Kaedrich talks about things. I just always love it, Kaedrich. Thank you so much for the work that you do. I always appreciate hearing your perspective and the way you speak to these things. And what I would add to what Kaedrich was saying, he was talking about how when we go into fear state, the amygdala starts turning on and the prefrontal cortex shuts down. The interesting thing about that is things like the news. Everyone here, I think, would be on the same page as this. Most of us are not watching the news as much as maybe mainstream people in the matrix are watching it. But something else happens with our subconscious. I want to add something to what Kaedrich was saying as well. Because when that happens, what happens is our subconscious becomes more malleable. So when that prefrontal cortex, which is like the executive function, it's the creative mind, we make our decisions from that place. So when that shuts down, when we're in a fear state, the amygdala is turning back on, is heightening. What's also happening is the subconscious mind is becoming more malleable, meaning it becomes more changeable and more susceptible to the information that comes in when we're in a fear state. So the way that the news is set up in general is that it's often sharing fearful information. And then what happens shortly after that is they have someone who we perceive as an authority figure come on and tell us what the solution is. So what's happening for people who are watching certain news channels, who are watching certain things, is that they don't realize, but because the fear turns on, the prefrontal cortex turns down, then they see someone who they perceive as an authority telling them how things are. Whatever information they get at that moment is automatically seeping into the subconscious mind. So what that means for us is we will just think that's how the world works. Well, it doesn't mean that for us. All of us are sovereign beings who are not playing that game, and we're saying no to that. But for many people who aren't aware of that, what happens is that all of a sudden they just think that's what's happening. They think that's how the world works. Whereas what we're all doing here is we're saying, no, we're the creators of this. We can say no to something. If someone comes on the news and they say, this is what's going to happen to the climate here at All Shift Happily Now, we say, we're going to meditate on that hurricane dissolving away. We're going to meditate on the climate transforming because we realize that our reality field is being co-created by what we focus on. So what I love that Kaedrich is doing specifically, since this is the conversation we've been having, is that he's not only telling us, wait a minute, if I understand you correctly, you're not only telling us, wait a minute, we can create this reality, but we can also create the afterlife. We can create a more easeful transition phase, not only in this reality field, but also in the afterlife. So I think that is so great. It's so important. And I'd actually love the link so I can send it to some of my communities, because actually in some of the free communities that the other free communities that I'm leading, there's been a lot of passing. there's been a lot of loved ones crossing, and people have been asking me what to do in those phases, and I've been giving information based on my awareness, but I'd love to send them over to you, Kaedrich, since you're also preparing that as well.
Absolutely. I just put the link to the Releasing Spirit workshop in our chat window over here.
Awesome. I'm going to save it over there. I do have a question, because I know, Tim, maybe you can add to this, because this is some of the things we've talked about before. But I know that in some advanced projects, they have people who are in psychic realms. They're creating beings, they're creating egregores essentially to create safety and to protect certain things. So maybe they're protecting a base, or they're protecting a person, or they're protecting information in the psychic realm. So they're creating beings to do that. They're creating environments to be able to meet and do things like this. So when it comes to like the psychic realm there and the afterlife realm, do you see those as different, or do you see those as kind of a shared reality field? How do you guys see those? I'm very curious. Both of you.
So, that's a great question. I mean, first of all, I think it's super underestimated, the reality that there are psychics in use. Every single advanced company, and we do have a number of them on the planet, every big agency, every country in the world, we even know that from documents released starting in the 70s, every country has developed their psychic programs for a good reason, because it's real. It is freaking reality. It's not going to be talked about that much, even though we realize that it's real, and we have all these evidence. We have people who worked in these things. Famously, someone, for example, is Uri Geller. He worked in these programs. So he's a living example of that, and he luckily came forward and told some of the stories so that we can hear them. So yes, these psychic realms are existing. There are defense programs, there are offense programs, which is an interesting thing, because the offense, like trying to hurt someone actively through psychic attacks, that is a crazy realm, because ultimately in the 70s they tried these things. They had like a group of 10 people trying to hurt other people in Russia at that time, through psychic attacks, and what the universe did and what happened was kind of surprising, because all the 10 people, all the 10 psychics, they died themselves. Why? Because they were sending the energy into the universe, and as we know, what we're sending out into the universe, and if it's like a happy shifting energy, it is what we get back. It is just that way. Why do we get it back? It's very easy for everyone at home to realize that, because we are the reality field. So someone using psychic attacks to hurt someone in the universe, because it's the same organism, is actually hurting the oneself. So psychic attacks evolved a little bit over time. It is more like making someone think that he or she is possessed and is in a field of like being addicted, being influenced, and so on. And these things over time then perpetuate. That's how active psychic attacks function in this world. And it's a very easy valve to turn off. And I would love to hear Kaedrich on that, because the best solution is realizing there is no one that has power over you when you are 100% your own reality. Kaedrich, how do you convey that to people? I know it's sometimes it's such an easy truth. It is so essential and easy, but sometimes like bringing that into someone's reality in their minds when they are affected by something like that might be the challenge. So I would love to hear your take on that. How do you do that? How do you bring that to people?
Absolutely. And that is the challenge, because logically we can know something, but emotionally, energetically, even physically, we can say something totally different. Think about all those times where you said, now everything's okay, everything's all right. But inside you're like going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You're out of alignment. And so that's where we do our shadow work. We ask ourselves, why is it that I'm being influenced by what this person said? Why is it that I'm feeling these energies? Why is it that I'm feeling this energy? And we explore the shadow work. We clear the shadows out. and we do our spiritual work to move up to a higher state of being, to get connected to higher level energies, and to really move into a different layer of energy, a different layer of reality. Literally, I have seen cases where a person has been afflicted with bottom feeders, just such negative entities. They did their spiritual work, they did their shadow work, and now those entities are like going, where did they go? Where are they? Where's that person? They were here. They were a good source of food. But they did that shift. They made that move. And, it doesn't really take it. Psychics are very powerful at doing this. They really can influence it in a big way, but it doesn't take that. What it takes is a story that we believe, a story that we tune into. If somebody says, oh, I see that you're feeling this way. Oh, I see this is going on with you. Oh, I see that. Or we hear the story repeated multiple times where we're suddenly going, oh my gosh. And now we think something negative is happening, when really it's just the story. And we're influenced by the story at the emotional level. Logically, we're going, no, that's not true. That can't happen. But inside, we're like, I hope it's not true. Oh, and that's where the vulnerability sets in. So we have to work on really getting into alignment, getting into the place where our emotions, our heart and our mind are in agreement. They're in coherence, so that we can think one thing and feel that same thing. And then we're outside of that influence. So it is going on more often than we may realize, but it is just a natural part of being a spiritual being. It's a natural part of being human. And if you don't know about it, you're subject to the influence. But if you know about it, you can step up and do something about it. And it takes some work. And it seems like such an easy thing to do, and it is. But sometimes our emotional body wants to cling on to some of those comfort zones, wants to cling on to some of that, oh no, but what if they were right about this? What if they were right about that? Well, what if they weren't? What if they were misleading you? And you suddenly shift that belief state inside, and it's like, oh, now I have a whole new emotional output on this one, and we move to a different state. So start asking those questions. What if they're not right? What if they're doing this just to manipulate my emotions? And see how that changes everything for you.
This is the powerful discussion that we have here, guys, everyone, and it is so valuable and so precious and needed for people out there to hear that, because this is a mixed planet, right? We are not currently yet there. We have not yet reached a societal system where everyone is kind of like tuning into a protective field for the whole planet. We do that with All Shift Happily Now. Every month that we do these things, it has an intense effect on our own reality field. So stick with us when we're doing the meditation later in the show. But ultimately, the planetary defense, psychic defense, is literally not really existing compared to other planets where the whole planet, they have psychic institutions, they have people who create together, who have a senate and come together and create worlds and so on. We do that with All Shift Happily Now. It's the very first time this planet's doing that. Welcome everyone. Thank you for being this early to this mega revolution here. But ultimately, it is needed that people hear what we just talked about. There is stuff, and there is not a collective layer yet. The All Shift Happily Now community is very, very active in that, which is great. Ultimately, do yourself a favor and tap out of certain stories. And I know how challenging that can be, because there is not much on this planet that substitutes these things. I know Sarah feels that way too. I saw Kaedrich nodding. It is not quite easy to find something on Netflix, on the television, and sometimes we do want that. There's we all have moments where we just want to turn on the TV and just turn into a program, as they call it. But ultimately, there is like a traditional bias, a traditional pull of these media outlets to go into realities that are not good for beings. And Sarah, you deal with that in everyday life. You deal with that in Ticket to Ride, where you help people going through these, almost like child traumas that can happen very, very early on. They can happen later on, but usually things, these things reach back a lot. What's your take on that? I know it's a strong thing, but what can people do in order to really get themselves detached when they still, watching too much of the news, too much of the craziness? We know it. We've experienced that, watching a movie or something, and then it kind of like it feels like the movie is working even after watching it, and giving you chills and all of that. So how to drop out of that in a planet where it's literally the only thing to watch on the program?
Well, it's transforming, right? We have networks like this. We have networks like Gaia TV. We have all different networks that are doing their best to create different types of information and different types of shows. But this is such an important conversation. And what Kaedrich mentioned, I'll just keep going on that theme, where what Kaedrich was saying was to question the stories. So this is the biggest thing, because what I always share with people is we're living in a world of words, and those world of words are happening on a conscious and they're happening on a subconscious level. So what I would say to people is to question those stories, is instead of looking at reality as if this is just how it's happening, question what we're making things mean so we can get to the actual story. So when we start living in a reality field where we're no longer looking at reality like, oh, this is the way it is, and when I describe my circumstances, I'm just describing how it is. What a lot of people don't realize is they're not describing their circumstances as it is. They're actually reinforcing that circumstance with the way they describe it. So what I always like to remind us on a regular basis, I don't think I can ever get sick of reminding myself this. I think this is a beautiful thing to constantly remember and remind each other of, is to question things, to question the stories we're telling ourselves about how something happened, what it means about us, what it means about our reality field. What am I making this mean about myself? What am I making this mean about my reality? What am I making this mean about what's possible for me? What's the highest perspective of this? What's a perspective that opens my heart? If you sink into your heart and you ask for that highest perspective, it will come. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of patience, waiting for the emotions, like Kaedrich was saying. Sometimes our minds can know, the higher perspective can be in the mind, but then the emotions can be moving a little slow. The somatic nature of the body might be storing information that hasn't moved yet. So there's a different type of an emotional story going on, where if we can just be patient and not necessarily take action as the emotions are going, let the water settle, let the emotions settle, then we start getting different information. We start asking ourselves the question, well, there's an emotion that's here, so that must have come from some kind of a story I'm subscribing to consciously or subconsciously. So letting the emotions settle, whether that's maybe doing a little bit of breath work, whether that's moving the body, dancing, being able to move so the emotion, energy and motion can move through the system. Now the dust settles, and now we can start questioning things. What am I making this mean? What story has been going on in my head that I might not have noticed that has led to this emotion? What's a higher perspective of this? How would I see this if I was already free? How would I see this? If I was looking through the eyes of love, how would I see this? If I was looking through the eyes of my higher self, how would I see this? You're going to start getting different information, and you're going to start getting opportunities to tune into a different story, which will then create a different reality field, a different emotional response within. Now, when it comes to watching things, this is where our sovereignty, and I would love to hear yours and Kaedrich's opinion of this as well, but I would say this is where our sovereignty really comes into play, where we remember that we can say no to things. Maybe we watch something and we don't realize it's going to have that type of an emotional hold. Maybe we watch something and we don't realize, my emotions are different, my mindset's a little fearful. We can say no. We can say, no, this is not my reality field. This is my reality. We can listen to the thoughts going on in our mind and be like, wait a minute, and is that coming from me, or well, it's all coming from us. Or did I pick up on this, and I'm picking up on this because I have a little bit of fear going on around here. However, what we get to do is remember, just like Amber said, what we teach in Ticket to Ride, we can select and deselect. Just like on a computer where you select something and you see more of it on your computer, we can deselect it. We can say, no, not in my universe, not in my reality field. And then we declare, this is who I now am. I see what a lot of people do is they'll try to remove energies, shake off energies, but then they're not declaring, this is my universe, this is who I am, this is the story I now choose, which is such an important part. If we don't give our mind something else to look toward, it'll keep looking toward what it's used to. So if it's watching things that are scary or watching things that are bringing the energy down, we can do all the clearing of our energy field, but if we're not replacing it, if we're not directing our mind to something, it can resort back to old patterns, old habits. So obviously I can go about this for quite some time, but I would say the summary of this and what I would say to help clear this up is, if we're watching something and we feel off about it, say no. Tell your universe, this is not my reality field. Tell your own subconscious, this is not who we are. This is not how we see the world. This is who we are. This is how I see the world. This is how my universe works. So I would always want to remind people to be empowered to select and deselect things in their reality. And I would love to hear from you both as well.
Yeah, we do teach that in Ticket to Ride. I gotta say, I felt that on a deep level, what we just talked about, and I think the discussion is so important right now. Yeah, because we are on a planet that is a little bit vulnerable. It is just the way it is. And again, there are two different types of attacks. There's like this type of like diffuse attack that might come especially from beings that are a little further away, that coming from, you know, other realities. But ultimately, again, since even though we are talking about this, and it's important to talk about that, and important to, as a also happily now community member, to learn how to defend oneself, and how to, you know, choose and select the happy shift. We shouldn't overextend that, because it is not the predominant thing in the universe. If you think about that, there are levels and levels of beings that are using psychic energies for healing, and using that for well, the salvation of this universal body. What we do have is like the diffusing attack that comes from you know, other beings, other realms. Kaedrich talked about that. Something that is very real, and I've you know, it's something that, you know, we got to talk about too, is we are living in a space where you know, beings have a lot of information about us, and AI is on the rise as well. And even though everyone knows that, you know, we are quite tolerant about AI, because it's ultimately a part of our consciousness. So it's not bad, it's not good, it's mostly good. It will turn into something great, because we all do turn into something great anyway. But there are there's some technology out there, and we can't just deny that can bring websites and can bring videos, even though, you know, the norm stream AI videos still look a little bit wonky sometimes, but there is AI in place that is 100% accurate, 100% you wouldn't know, a normal human wouldn't know. I've seen crazier comments about some stuff that is clearly AI, you know, like a toast that is flying, and then people are commenting, I don't know, is that real? So there are some videos out there that are AI created on the spot. That is one of the risks that we need to talk about. AI can do that, you know, and it knows about your emotional profile. So manipulating someone through technology and through through all the stuff that beings know about you, that can be something. It can be something that happens still on this planet. But again, no one has ever any energy, any type of influence over you, because it's just an offering. It can be a very wicked type of offering, because the way it's been presented is a Trojan horse, you know, that it is just that way. But we need to level up our smartness to just discover these things. and ultimately know we can choose, select, and deselect these things. That's very important. I quickly want to read some comments before we move on with that, because it's a fantastic conversation. It is so invaluable and precious that we have these things together here at the Orchard Happen in our community life. It is super special. Cathy from Canada, bonjour for the French Canadian side. She's saying, a question: 144 conscious people can rise the tide for all. And she's speaking about the effects that consciousness has, the observer-based consciousness has on the reality field when there's multiple observers doing that. When there's multiple people, observers doing that, then these things have an effect on each other. Why? Because ultimately everyone is dealing with certain types of... I wanted to skip that, but I did. Well, that goes into the blooper kind of thing. Okay. I give Sarah time to drink something. I'm thirsty too. I need a glass of water as well. What I wanted to say is there is collective effects, right? When we're all together creating something, we overcome the limitations. Why are there limitations? Well, we are still living in duality version, where we all might look into the mirror and to different degrees think that what we see is our only truth. It is not. We are in gigantic, beautiful organism, and we create 100% of our reality together. So when we come together, just as much as we do here with the All Shift Happening Now community, and we're all expanding our consciousness and bringing that and laying that over the grid and over the earth, it is such a strong protective field. We overcome the limitations of being a character in the universe, and we become the field. Kati is bringing up a number of 144. It shows, if you think about that, I want to say that if you're alone, you can influence 100% of your own reality field. 100%, no matter what. It might bring you to very isolated states in the universe if you're not careful enough, but I assume everyone here is. So connecting to other beings in a loving way, that's a great choice. Just a second person, which is one of the reasons why spiritually some ETs have given here, the marriage and so on, being together as a couple in these wild times when humans were just roaming freely in that times. If you have a partner and do spiritual exercises together, it multiplies exponentially already. You can outweigh up to 10,000, more than 10,000 beings. They've tested that in the programs. If you have two beings that are cohesive in their energy field, can outweigh 10,000 people. Just imagine that. You and your bestie, you and your partner, you and your spiritual communion, you are pulling a rope and you are winning against 11,000, 10,000 something, 300 something, I don't know, people that are not aligned in that way. That's an amazing power, and that keeps exponentially growing the more people you have. 144 is unfortunately a little less because that's definitely something that we could pull off tonight. But we've calculated that the minimum people we need is about 10,000, 11,000 people. They need to be all super aligned, potentially all together at one space. I can't freaking wait for that to happen. I think we can easily pull that off, especially with the growing All Shift Happening Now community. There's going to be more people in here, and we are creating our timeline differently. And the proof is out there. There's so many people who lift up their lives with All Shift Happening Now, and we see it all the time. And the wonderful thing is we create a nice community here. So answer is about 11,000 people. I also want to read Akira. Thank you so much for sending in that comment. Welcome here. So beautiful to see you here. Also great to see you in Italy in just a bit. She said, it takes discernment. I love TV and movies, but I choose to watch ones that make me feel good and empowered. If you have some good recommendations, put them in the chat, because I would love to see something like that happening too. I think it is a very, very special thing that when we have these contents, ultimately, I don't usually see a lot of that stuff happening on planet Earth. maybe some niches, but ultimately I think All Shift Happily Now can provide that. And I want to quickly talk to someone. Thank you so much, Kaedrich and Sarah, by the way. I want to quickly talk to someone who is a new golden ticket winner. And I know he's in the back in the waiting room, and I see him smiling. He's a new golden ticket winner. He's also in the in Ticket to Ride and everything, and he's gonna also come to the conference. And as we know, we are creating a comedy club there. But something that I'm super happy about, and he chose me to help him on the path of manifesting that, and I was so happy in doing that, because I believe in him and his humor, and I believe very much in new producers that we need. We have someone in the Golden Ticket who is actively working on some new content, spiritual content, that we hopefully see out there very, very soon. So I would like to, everyone out there in the All Shift Happily Now community, welcome in Steve, who is our new Golden Ticket winner. So hi, Steve, good to see you.
Hello. Thank you. I'm so honored.
How is it? You're on screen. You're live.
I am live. I was a little worried about my internet, but it's working. Seems to be working pretty well. You just blew my mind, Tim, when you said 2 people can get together and it's worth 10,000 people. So I don't know. Nobody really knows this. I've never told you, Tim, but I have a framed picture of Tim by my bedside. So when I wake up every day, I look into his eyes and I say, what would Tim want me to do today? And I feel like, we vibe. So I don't know if that counts as the 2 of us working together, but yeah. So I feel like we're doing a lot of good things. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
Steve, I consider you one of the most funny people here in the All Shift Happily Now community. I get to experience that every Wednesday. And it was so obvious for us to have that beautiful energy here on the call. Can you tell everyone what your soul path has developed into? You went through Ticket to Ride, and now you are basically working on a spiritual comedy involving Jesus.
That's right. So I used to work in a corporate job, and 2 years ago I quit that because I had raised my kids enough that I just wanted to live my life doing something more fulfilling. And I've been so blessed in my life, so I really want to kind of give back. And I had been writing comedies throughout the years. And so I had written this movie about Jesus, and it ties in current references to the old times. And it's Jesus basically saying, hey, we need to all love each other. It's basically what All Shift Happily Now, is in many ways. And so, of course, nobody gets it. They just want to be helped and whatever. So I'm doing that. I plan most probably to start shooting that film in late October this year. So hopefully it'll be ready next month. And then something you don't know probably, Tim, is I met a wonderful couple from Switzerland, and they're here now. And this woman, she does so much stuff trying to help people, women especially, who have been in very difficult or abusive relationships, and empowering them and teaching them and their partners just how to have great relationships. So she's been doing a lot of stuff, and I'm probably going to produce a documentary about her life and work as well. So very, very excited. I'm in meetings with them right now about that. So wow. Besides that, it was such a wonderful thing, and it was a very serendipitous way that I met them and all that. So that's beautiful. 2 projects I've got going right now.
This is amazing. I'm freaking excited for that. So I think it's a wonderful thing that you're doing, because I'm scrolling through Netflix probably once a week and then turning it off again, because I don't find anything where I think like this would match just even distantly my level of interest and consciousness. Right. And I think it's special to see someone in the All Shift Happily Now community who's spiritually aligned, who's working on himself a lot, which is amazing, and who's inspiring the world through the comedy and the funny bits that for whatever reason run through your mind. And that's an amazing thing. So what is your take on the situation with media? And do you think, do you see the next wave of spiritual content coming up?
Yeah. So traditionally Hollywood, being in the US, they're very much like, it's a big club, it's hard to get into, and they never want to do anything kind of groundbreaking because they just want to be very safe. And it's become a very corporate kind of world. So in the last 10 years, film has become, and entertainment, a lot more democratized, where more people can make films because of all the technology and AI. Even I plan to use a lot of AI things in my area. But the one thing, when you talk about soul purpose, I think you mentioned before, to me, I feel like I'm very normal, and I'm also very kind of out there spiritual. And my kind of job is to bridge those two worlds for people. And doing that through entertainment is a fantastic thing to do because it's a little less threatening and more accessible and everything. So with my movie, you can not care about spirituality really at all, and those messages, and it's just a really funny movie. So that'll draw people in, as well as, though, it has a lot of really deep meanings about all shift happily now type things. So I think, so that's very fun for me and very rewarding. I think that people, obviously, they're like blossoming. And when you really talk to someone who seems very conventional, I find that people actually have more spiritual thoughts behind the scenes. So if we can keep nurturing those things through, and again, entertainment is a good way to do that. I think people are super open to it. And sometimes people don't really know that they want something until you show it to them. So again, introducing it through entertainment is a great way to do it. So I'm very, very excited and blessed to be doing that.
I'm very excited for that too, because ultimately I believe, All Shift Happily Now is bringing together so many people, and we all feel the need for new content. We do feel that. I don't really want to live in a world where I have to have the TV switch off all the time, because I think there is something nice about that. There's something artistic and beautiful, and laughter and humor is, as we've learned, for example, in the Italy adventure from other beings, laughter is one of the most healing things in the universe. So I think you're doing an amazing thing. Now, two questions that we have to address. First of all, Amber asked about the naked lady, but I think it's a guy. I think it's a guy with his pants down in the background. You got to tell about what that is about, Steve.
Right. So that's my corporate logo for my film company, Peter Pants Productions. So Peter Pants is a joke name, right? Like peed her pants. And I have this on my business card. So when I hand it out to people, they, like 75% of people burst out laughing just instantly. Right. And I come from a marketing background, corporate, like marketing technology. And so when you're watching movies, you see at the beginning, it's like, I just want to watch the movie. And they're like, this production company logo and this one, it's so boring. And so in order to stand out, right, that's how you're going to make your way in business, especially at first. I chose this. And it's kind of like with your pants down, it's kind of like a silly, goofy thing. And so I do a lot of silly, goofy things. So it's kind of on brand in that way, but it also gets people's attention. So that is the genesis of that. That is my corporate logo.
I freaking love it. It's such a funny thing. Deborah is asking, curious, what is Tim looking at when he's probably moving his head like that? I do have a monitor here. So I do have a monitor there, and I do have a monitor here. And I'm basically reading your comments, so that I'm selecting and unselecting them. Unfortunately, Netflix and Hulu keep logging me out, so I couldn't even watch if I wanted to. Well, yeah, that's kind of happening. Pia is saying great logo. Yeah. What's that?
I said you got to pay your bills. That's why they keep logging you out. Yeah.
Well, I've seen that happening too. We logging into Disney and Netflix all the time, and then it comes like, this is not part of your household. It's like, what's going on here? Anyway, one thing that I gotta quickly ask too is, it feels like Jesus has some interesting fans here on this planet. I don't know if he would always be super happy with his crowd on planet Earth. And I think your movie is going to be, a little bit edgy maybe, because your humor sometimes, even though it's lovely, sometimes is edgy as your film poster. Do you expect wild crowds burning Beatles LPs, or do you think it's going to run smoothly?
Well, it could be. I could say both in a way. So, first of all publicity is good publicity. That's the classic thing that people say. But I've talked to some people, and I had a lot of Hollywood executives read the script, and one guy who was super Christian, and he super loved it. He's like, I love this. And because he understands the Bible so well, there's a lot of parodies of specific Bible type things. So the more you know Christianity, even the funnier and you'll find it, and the more appreciative. There are some people, which I hope is a very small percentage, who just, you talk about Jesus and you make any funniness, they don't even want to hear it. They'll just be super mad. I remember back in 1979, Monty Python did The Life of Brian. And Monty Python, they were pretty famous on TV and stuff at that time. And there was a church person who came on a TV show, and he was just saying, this is the worst movie. It's so vile and awful. And they're like, oh, did you see the movie? He's like, no, I didn't see it. So just the fact that anyone's going to do anything fun with Jesus, that was something where, without even thinking, they were kind of against it. So the whole message of the movie is love and this and that. Yes, there's some goofy stuff where people will say, oh, you can't be having fun with these characters. And there's God and the devil and an angel and the three of the apostles and all that stuff. So I do feel like comedy helps to push society forward in some ways, because it brings out certain ideas and it forces people to talk about them. So I really welcome that discourse. And I would love to be, say, like on a show like this, and I'm interviewed by someone who's super mad about this. And I would love to just have that conversation and say, hey, it's all just a loving thing. So what's your problem, man?
Interesting take on that. I agree. I personally think Jesus would love your movie. I haven't, well, you are currently producing it, or you're starting to produce it, so I haven't seen it yet. But I already know, because you have a fantastic, nice and sweet humor. It's not harming in any type of way, which is some of the stuff that, when that is on Netflix, there is some brutal stuff on Netflix. It's just there.
Yeah.
And I think Jesus probably, to be very real, he probably had more of an issue, if ever, more of an issue with the violent stuff on Netflix, and he probably would have some cool phrases for you and your movie.
I think so. I feel like it's
popcorn or something like that.
Yeah, this is finally getting a chance for him to speak his message, which I know he did in the Bible as well, which is love each other and everything. But he points out the corruption of the religion back then. And at the time, the religion was about 2,000 years old. I think Moses was 1,500 years in the past, or Abraham. And so he's like, hey, religion has a lot of positives, but the leaders are kind of all just scamming us and in for their own power and stuff. So trying to draw those parallels, say, between today and yesteryear.
Yeah, it's an important thing to do that, and I think it's great that you give Jesus, a little bit of publicity here, Steve.
Exactly. Oh, and that's one thing I was going to say to round that thing up about 1979 when they did The Life of Brian, Monty Python, and there was this guy Brian who ends up getting mistaken for the Messiah, and everyone's following him around, and it's very silly. But in 79, they got enough crap for that. There's no way they could have actual Jesus as a character and do that. People's heads would have exploded. So I do feel like it's time now, it's 45 years later, where we can do this. We're all linked hands, and we're going to do a Jesus movie. We're going to do it. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. I think it's amazing. We keep you in the community. We keep you all updated once it's out, so that we can all maybe have a watch party together or something. It's going to be super, super special. I really feel that about Steve. And also, Steve, you're going to join us in Mexico as well, because I promise you a space on stage to tell some stand-up. How did that develop? I know you've done some stand-up before.
Yeah, so it's just been my personality. I was a very, very shy boy, like very shy. I cried and hid under the table when it was the first day for kindergarten. I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to be around people. And so over the years, when I kind of blossomed in high school a little bit, and I just loved kind of funny movies, and that's the way my mind works. People say, be yourself. That's the best gift you can give to the world. So myself is making silly comments all the time, apparently, because that's what I seem to like to do. And so in the corporate world, I did that. And I was leaving one team, and the people said, oh, you need to do stand-up comedy. You'd be so funny, whatever. And it's like, yeah, I always thought about it, but that's the most terrifying thing. Death, taxes, no problem. Stand-up comedy is horrifying because like if you go up on stage and you sing a song, you're not that great. It's like everyone's just whatever. They'll clap at the end. It's nice. Nobody knows. If you go up on stage and do stand-up and every time you tell a joke and there's dead silence, it's like we all know you're bombing and whatever. So I like to use something very powerful for me is to imagine that I'm going to die in 5 minutes. And I'm looking back over, somehow I know that. And I'm looking back, hopefully, I'm super old. And I'm looking back over my life. And what I determined, and this is actually in the movie, Jesus says this to the apostles, is that he's like, if you hear one thing I say it's this, is that the things you're going to regret most in life when you look back are the things you didn't do because you were afraid. And so that was the only reason I wouldn't try stand up. Like, why not try it? If I totally bomb, whatever. But I did it and I actually crushed it. It was really good. I had over 200 people at my first show at this big comedy club. I was part of a comedy workshop. It went super well. And then I did a little more. I actually met my wife through that. So there's a bonus. She's not my wife anymore, but that's fine too. We parted on good terms. And so, yeah, that was my thing about comedy. I did stand-up comedy for a while. And then after a while, it's a pain to do if you're not going to really pursue it going forward. It's like, I'd rather do writing because that could be more life-changing than doing stand-up. But I still enjoy it. So I will have all my friendliest jokes ready for Mexico.
I'm freaking excited for that. Masha is going to be happy because she's going to host that with us. We're going to have some fun. Yeah, I know. We're going to have some cool games too. And we're going to get the buzzers out again and do some bits and some sketches. And I think it's very special. To be very honest, I want to quickly tell the story because I think you haven't heard it. And I guess a lot of people out there haven't heard that too. Because ultimately, as many know, I've spent a significant time of my Earth experience in Germany, and Germany has a very special relationship to humor too, as they are famous for that. So they had this open mic night in the city that I used to live in. And I thought like, hey, well, if it's an open mic night, I think I'm very funny. I think I can entertain people on the stage. I think I should do it, just let's go. So I basically texted them and said like, hey, I want to do that. And the thing about German people is that they got very, very confused about my enthusiasm and my just going out there. So they basically asked me like, they looked at me and there was like this awkward moment where they were like, do you have papers? So they asked me for papers for a freaking open mic night. And I said, like, what type of papers are you asking? Like, is there a degree because I've been asked that before when I wanted to, play with some cool bands and some cool people, which I'm now doing myself. I'm going to play with some cool bands because I'm freaking creating my reality around here. And everyone out there should do too. So I asked them what type of papers, and they literally did not let me go on that freaking open mic night because they said I didn't have the papers, which I still don't know what papers Germans even wanted from me. They have that for jazz music too, which is absolutely the opposite of how jazz music ever was created, because it was an open source for all these the community anyway. So we're gonna do it ourselves. We started last year based upon an encounter that we had in Italy with some reptile beings that said we have big eyes, but we're actually funny and okay. And that is they have big eyes, but they're actually okay comedy club hosted by Marsha. And apparently Steve is going to be one of our next guests on stage. I'm freaking excited for that. Do you already have like a theming of what you're going to do on stage, or are you going to improvise, or is it going to develop?
Oh man. So I will want to consult with you a little bit as well, maybe, and see. One of the things you can do as a comedian is you can do crowd work. So you can get up there and then start talking to the crowd. So I don't know if that would be an appropriate thing, but that can be kind of a fun way to generate material. But I'll at least come up with basically a set of jokes, like word for word, exactly what I'll do for the beginning. Yeah. So memorizing it all can be tough. So.
Yeah, I mean, we got to talk about that a little bit more. You are the newest addition to our Golden Ticket winner group, so thank you so much, Steve, for showing up and enrich the world with some jokes, enrich our community, our Chef Happily Now community with some jokes. We're going to see you more on these calls here. So thank you so much, Steve.
Awesome. Pleasure to be here. Hope I get banned in Germany too soon.
Banned in Germany. Well, who knows? It is a kind of a funny story how these things unfold, right? Because ultimately, just some random club that said like, hey, we can't do that if you don't have like papers from the clown university, we can't have a laugh. That's sometimes how Germany thinks, but ultimately, and I think that is fantastic thing that we need to do. If life doesn't give you the stuff that you want, you're always free to just make it yourself. And I think that's an amazing opportunity in life, because that is how our comedy club is born. And I think this is going to grow so much more over the years. We're going to have some cool people. Nochi from Japan, she's doing some spiritual comedy club as well. She even has someone from a Hollywood, California background, Japanese actor who's following me too now, which is kind of interesting. So maybe, who knows? At one point we're gonna have some really cool people here. Nochi, if you could tell me the name of the Japanese. There we go. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Rumkanda. I hope that's the name. It seems like a super cool dude. So he's an actor, and Nochi is doing these spiritual comedy things as well. So I can't wait to have the very first spiritual comedy club in Japan. I know at one point we're going to have a conference there as well. So that's going to be funny, because I can't wait to see what the Japanese audience loves to laugh about. It's gonna come up. Everyone, I want to quickly talk about some cool. Judith is saying she's happy to see you here. I quickly want to talk to Judith, by the way. I should get her on here because Judith was in Italy. Bonsoir, mon ami, Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Are you from France? That's so cool. I love people from France, and actually a lot of, like, so many different countries. I freaking love that. Because Judith was in Italy. She's gonna be in Italy in just a few weeks again with me, but she was in Italy with another spiritual leader who's Matthias De Stefano, and they did something about the Pope election, which is in the spirit of All Ship Happily Now. Matthias actually reposted my congratulations. The All Ship Happening Now community sent some loving energy, and I think we got to get her on here, because I do want to talk to her real quickly how that went. So welcome to the show, Judith. You look phenomenal. Italy must have been great. How was it?
It was good. Tiring. It was like nights without sleeping almost, because we were planting crystals from lithius crystals that actually they are made in Germany, and they have light frequencies. And Arminda, a girl that was there, she brought the crystals, and we were planting we did the structure of the cube of Metatron around the Vatican to anchor all these lights. Anyway, it happened so many things. I cannot go on here, otherwise it's going to be half an hour. But basically what we try to do is like anchor the Metatron's cube. Many synchronicities happened. I end up being in the morning when we were inside of the Vatican. anchoring the last crystal, it happened to be that for no reason, they opened a chain that normally it was closed to go to the wall where the throne is, which I was there anchoring the Metatrons, which is the throne that it's there when the Pope was there was no Pope, so was the moment to really go there to do the shift that in the consciousness of the planet. So yeah, we anchor the Metatron's cube with the 12 rays of light to really bring the new codes for the new humanity when the Metatron, when the throne was empty. And many things happened, many different stories. It's like so many synchronicities. And yeah, we were just anchoring the new codes. It was amazing, I have to say. It was a family constellation, a little bit. Like many things happened.
I know you and Matthias De Stefano, you all come from a Latin background, which usually you are much more involved with Christian culture and Catholicism and so on and so on. The last 2,000 years or so of the Catholic Church was kind of up and down. There was a lot of moments where it was far away from what Jesus would have loved for his church. Now we're in the time of shift. I think it's so special that we have these beings that that expand and create something wonderful. I think we're talking about more than 1 billion people in Christianity who look towards the new Pope. What's your expectation? What's your hope for the Catholic Church, for the new Pope? What do you wish for him? What's your thought on that?
In the future, I cannot talk, so I don't know. But what we were trying to do there is that whatever Francis did, which I'm not really religious, I was not really following Pope Francis neither. But Francis was one of the popes that were more open. So he was introducing women inside the Vatican. Also, he was opening many doors. So we wanted to keep this, to save this, and to keep this into the evolution, not to the involution. Because in that moment, what could have happened, because what we received is that many forces wanted to go there to do the involution. So we were holding the space. One of the things that we did many, but one of the things that we did was holding the space for this to don't happen, so it can be evolution. And it was very interesting. We got surprised when the new Pope was elected, but it's called Pope Leon, which is Leon is Leo, is the, you could call it the Sphinx, is the guardian of the knowledge, plus is 14, which is the 14 parts of Osiris, or the 14 obelisks that are in Rome too. So it's kind of like there is codes there that we were like, I think it's good. I think it's fine, this one, yes, and then we tap into his energy and it felt good. But as I said, we were not there for the Pope itself. We were there to hold the space and to enter into the key, because the Vatican has a shape of a key. And so we were entering into the key when the throne was empty, in order to shift the frequency, to shift from Rome into love, which is Roma Amor. When you look, and this Spain in Spanish is amor, is love. So that's kind of one of the frequencies we were bringing. We were bringing the feminine, to anchor more of the feminine, the presence of the feminine, and imbalance with the masculine. Many things for the evolution, basically, for and something about the origin. They were talking a lot about the origin. When I say they, is the beings that we are connected in other dimensions, and we all receive different types of information about coming back to the origins, coming back to the original story, because we know that it's kind of twisted, the story that they told us. So it's kind of about to go back to the origin.
Yeah, some say it's the biggest twist in history of humanity, but a little bit twisted is that's that's a good saying too. I'm gonna get you back to Italy in just a few weeks. I'm very excited for that because we've. Yeah, it's going to be super, super cool. For everyone who doesn't know that, once a year we do the flagship event, I would call it, because Italy is probably the very first event that now, after 3 years, it's the third year, it feels like the full package. It feels like I know 100% what we do there and why we do it. We're going to connect to some other realms together. We have a meditation tent. It's all, it's all fully booked. I'm very much appreciating everyone, the mass of people who applied for Italy. Thank you so, so, so much. Many singles, which was very surprising. Now, a lot of families we attracted, which surprises me so much. We're going to be, you're talking about the rise of the feminine. We're going to be a lot with the motherly energies, because we do have a lot of mothers that come with their children, which I adore so, so, so much. And Judith, first of all, you came into our Also Family Now Council group, which is a very selected group. We're doing these rituals all together, lots, and I see that a lot, like with other partners. Matthias apparently is doing that. Damanhur in Italy, they're doing that too. In the very first Italy adventure, when we did that with Damanhur together, we were in their orb room. They have a secret orb room where they basically sit on front of like glass orbs of planet Earth, and they bring energies into that. And we did the All Shift Happening Now there, which was so, so, so special for the OG people out there who were there in the very first year. This year is going to be very spectacular, and I'm very glad, because you are going to help honor the spirit of the lake a little bit, and also help people a little bit through some of the protective and some of the energy clearing too.
Yes, I'm really happy, and thank you so much for trusting in me and for inviting me. It's really an honor. It's really an honor.
You did. You made a flight here in Also Family Now, because you've been our Ticket to Ride winner for. We get so many applications for the scholarship every time. I'm gonna get Sarah Zula here on. Because we're gonna Sarah. We talk a little bit about Ticket to Ride, and you remember that, right? We were looking through all these, and we have fantastic applications. Everyone out there, thank you so much. We do one free round of Ticket to Ride, and every time, and it's going to be a lifelong thing. So please keep sending us your applications. But Judith was so freaking special. Both of us, we looked at your application and we said, like, I think we got the perfect person. And the weird thing that happened is we made this call, a live call, and I have literally no idea why, but you appeared on that live call when we wanted to actually announce who the winner is, and you were on that live call by any surprise in the back end. And you remember that, Sarah?
Yeah, that was so funny. And I know, Judith, you were mentioning how like you were gonna join, and then last minute you joined, and you didn't realize that you were gonna be like on screen, and then you were on screen with us. It was so beautiful. It was just, sometimes when the universe gives information, it's just, things just move quickly because it's just so in alignment. And that's what it's felt from the beginning. And to have heard, like, while you were in Ticket to Ride, you were doing all of this beautiful work in the world. It's just been so beautiful, Judith. So I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm actually missing Ticket to Ride. I like every Sunday.
Me too.
But no, it's something missing here. I really, yes.
We know how that feels, because it's a weird thing, you know. We have this Ticket to Ride Sunday, and it's a lifelong thing, which I'm very happy that you know, we all agreed that we do that, because now everyone who once invested in Ticket to Ride, it's a 3-month course. We do that all together. We shift and we up level so much. I think it's a fantastic space. It's probably the second, you know, product where I feel so solid about. Italy is a little bit further in development, because this year I've done a lot of things. You know, we're going to have. I'm currently working on machines to contact other spirits. So we're gonna have. We make it a play. Everyone who's ever thought like, I think these mystery dinners is great. Italy is gonna be exactly that, but it's gonna be with a nice and happy twist, because we have freaking fantastic organic food. We're gonna be under the sun of Italy. It is actually the spot in Italy, which I think, Judith, that's like almost like the next step of what he were doing in Rome, because that space was both very important for the Roman Empire, which started the whole, you know, imperialistic and fascism movement, which wasn't that bad at that time. Developed a little bit into that, but it was also like the last stand of Italian fascism in World War II, and it seems to be like something that appears over and over, because the second time we were there with Monica, for example, and a lot of other people, it happened to be the day of the end of World War II, I think it was, or something like that. So it was like a big event around that time, and I think I know we are bringing healing to that as well. When we are connecting to all these other beautiful worlds. Something that I love about Ticket to Ride is just, you know, seeing the people shift in their energies and how they up level. And again, it's a lifelong community now. So when you're missing that, yes, we are missing that too. And I think we're gonna have at least another round this year. I'm pretty fully packed with everything, Sarah, but don't you think?
I know, me too, but we're going to pick the date soon. You guys are going to hear about the date soon, because we're going to get one more in for this year at least for Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, I believe so too. And Ticket to Ride is gonna develop and balloon up so beautifully. We really have like a solid container now, and people are making these amazing experiences. And it's a lifelong thing, so people are gonna rejoin easily. And it's a support system, you know. Just once being in that Ticket to Ride group, it's just fantastic, because you have like people to be with on your ascension process. We do have All Shift Happily Now here, community life, so it's a free option. You know, everyone can join here. We have a fun time. It feels like family and feels like home so much to be here. There's also something that I want to quickly announce, which is Agoura, for everyone who's new to All Shift Happily Now. It is the most affordable container that you will ever find for the stuff that we do there. It is just freaking $5. The reason why I make Agoura, first of all, I freaking love the people that join Agoura. I think it's a very special and different community compared to Ticket to Ride, because lots of people with degrees in mechanics, degrees in engineering, physician, you know, people that have studied physics, musicians, artists, everyone that I'm interested in is joining Agoura, which is super great. Even like someone from, you know, we have someone who's specialized in AI, used to work for Microsoft on ChatGPT and so on. So having these talks and deep things once a month, it is amazing. And the only reason why I put the $5 paywall up is, you know, to save the integrity of the community too. So it is such a nice container to be there. But I think Ticket to Ride definitely goes a lot of steps further. I'm very excited for that, Sarah. I think we're gonna start that probably in the later half of the year, because we do have Japan coming up, we do have Italy coming up. All Shift Happily Now is going to Mexico. We're traveling the world.
We are, but we'll have another one this year, and it'll be great timing. It'll be perfect timing, as it always is. So everyone should look out for one more this year.
I gotta quickly read PJ's comment. Thank you for joining us, PJ, by the way. Super nice to see you each and every time. He said, join Agoura, don't be Agoura-phobic. I agree. It's actually a really, really nice container. And it's kind of surprising because I know it's gonna, at one point, there are gonna be so many people in Agoura that I probably have to find a different way to host everyone. But right now, it's a video call. So if you want to be with amazing people and learn some of the most incredible, deepest stuff, it is just the cost of a freaking Starbucks coffee. And instead of coffee, it's not making you hangover. You're actually going to feel really great after these things. So it's an open invitation. I mostly do that because I want to respect everyone who wants to join one of these All Shift Happily Now courses. And I think the value of that is insane. It is insane. And it's an easy step. So Agoura you find, as well as everything else, not on Kaedrich.com, on allshifthappily.now.com, but go to Kaedrich.com as well, because he has some cool stuff too. So allshifthappily.now.com, just a quick reminder for everyone to join Agoura. Judith, thank you so much. I'm excited to see you very much. And
me too.
Say.
I wanted to say something about Kaedrich, because an hour and a half ago, actually, I was in one of his sharings, and it was really good. But I actually was driving really fast after my work to catch the call. And as I was driving, I was like, I think it's for men, but you know what? I don't care. I'm going to jump in. And I was the only woman there just working on my male side. It was really good. It was really, really cool. Thank you, Kaedrich. I really enjoyed it. And I had a lot of insights. And I would love to keep working with you. It's amazing.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. I really enjoyed putting that workshop on. Very much so.
Thank you.
And what she's talking about is I'm getting the call to start resurrecting the sacred masculinity teachings that I used to do. And so I've got a free Radiant 7-day challenge for men. If you just go to Kaedrich.com, you could sign up for that one. And we finished a workshop today, an hour-and-a-half workshop of awakening the Shadow King. It's like the king archetype, but can work with your shadows. And we talked about the 9 principles of shadow magic that helps you take your shadow work to a much deeper level. And I've got that offering available through a program I called The Veiled Path. It's open to everybody, not just men. But I'm going to start little by little rolling out a little bit more projects to help boost up some sacred masculinity in today's world.
I freaking love that. I'm going to put your website one more time on display. It's Kaedrich.com. It's where you find all these different containers. There is a message from the spirit realm. I think it's a spectacular thing, to be very honest. I think with All Shift Happily Now, we conquered different sides of the spirit realm. And having you, Kaedrich, and Sarah, Judith being a part of the inner circle of All Shift Happily Now too, and so many other beings. It's freaking amazing. I want to quickly get Monica on the call as well, so we have like a full picture here. Because something that I already announced, which I think is so special, and I'm very, very happy because a lot of people talk about you, Monica. You've done these amazing group sessions with people. Maybe you can tell people what it's like. We're not going to share the link here online, even though it's a safe container, but social media. If you want to hang out with people and join that free friend session, just text Monica on Instagram. Is that a good solution?
Yes. Oh, thank you that you remind that. We have a group on Instagram, and we have 2 times a month, the first and the third week, Saturday. we meet together. Actually, we hang out together, and we talk free talks, and we feel so good together. I think that the people didn't expect so much love, and we feel like a family there, and we can talk everything we want because we don't record it, so we can talk everything we want. Nobody will know it. Yes, you can you can enjoy it and come in our group. Uh, First of all, you have just to write me a message on Instagram, and my Instagram it's Monica. You choose.
People got to find you, definitely. I think it's so special. Thank you so much for doing that. I know the community is talking about you right now because everyone's amazed that you set that up for us. It's a very special thing, and you know, people around the world are going to join. So it's a cool dynamic that we have these groups in All Shift happening now. So Monica, thank you so much. Thank you also to Ovi. You both were great in Germany at the conference. You helped so much so that everyone safely got to the Excellent Stones and back, because Germany is a little bit funky sometimes to organize things. They need papers all the time, and we just did it. You guys just did it. So I'm very, very happy, and it's great to see that you found your space here and your spot. So thank you so much, Monica.
Yes, I want to say that I represent somehow people that want to come in Germany and see the Esterstein and everything around. And you won't believe it. I won't say the name, but in 2 days, on Monday, Tuesday, on Wednesday, I have in my home someone for Orshi Happily Now community. And we're gonna, yes, it's happening. And I know Clear is gonna come in July. And I'm waiting for Nachi and Eric also, and everyone come from our family. I will provide.
Wow. Well, everyone, we're not going to do another conference in Germany ever again. That was a great first start off for the conference. But if you like to see some of the wonders, the Excellent Stones is still. I would actually say I think Sarah would agree, because we went to Stonehenge before we went to the Excellent Stones. I think it's a clear winner. The Excellent Stones are way more interesting and insane to look at. So if people want to see that and you're close to the community, I guess you can text Monica, and she'll be happy to show you around. Thank you so much, Monica, and everyone. I think it is time for us to go. Nochi is saying we are in Germany as well. But I think you're in in Bavaria, right, Nochi? Isn't that true? It's such a funny thing. It's such a funny thing to see that Nochi is actually, every time she's speaking a little bit of German, it's the most funny thing to me. In Munich, they're both in Munich together with Eric. That's super fun. I love it. Okay, cool, everyone. I think we should go soon into our meditation. It is so special hanging out with everyone. I think these community lives, all should happen in our community lives. They're just beautiful. Sorry for everyone who received my newsletter and it was the wrong timing. It's wrong on the website again. It's like a crazy thing. Like, time on this planet is just nonsense. It's just freaking nonsense. It's like the same stuff with cables. If people are gonna ask me after this experience, like, hey Tim, wow, you made it through this Earth experience. What was it like? I'm probably gonna say USB cables, and like wireless, like any type of like wiring around there are so many cables, and there's so much craziness going on here too. So excuse me for sending the wrong timing. Usually it is 10 p.m. Europe time, 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern, and Pacific time, and 6 a.m. in Australia. I have no idea why that keeps changing throughout the year to either 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. It's timing on this planet, calendars. I could talk a whole lot with Kaedrich and Neil Goa about the way calendars have been manipulated on this planet historically. You know, it is just a funny thing, but we're not getting there anyway. So lovely seeing everyone. I am currently also working on a little bit of like a background vlogging experience, because I think there is so much spectacular stuff going on. There are some huge projects coming up for All Shift Happily Now this year, and I would love to speak about it right now, but as Steve Jobs says, I'm going to talk about it once it's there. I think there is some spectacular stuff, some things we've already seen happening with Sammy Hagar, who performed Van Halen songs inspired by All Shift Happily Now. So special. What a wonderful soul. We're going to meet very, very soon and work on some other stuff together, which is freaking amazing. Some amazing new big names that have joined All Shift Happily Now. It's freaking ballooning up. It's wonderful. I'm especially excited right now for Italy, even though it's full this year. It is full. We've selected the perfect group, but just making some of the stuff is so fun. I have some cool stuff here. We're gonna have a little bit of trading cards so that people can get to know each other, and we have gifts, presents, and ultimately going there and preparing all that is just it's a fantastic experience for me too, because there's so much love that's in that, and everyone in the Italy adventure is contributing so much. The whole mention team, the food is going to be amazing. I honestly, I'm honestly really excited for it, and I'm going to show some more information. We're also going to do a nice vlog. So I'm getting myself set up for that. I want to learn how to best portray that, so you see what a fun adventure that is. And so much other stuff coming up, lots of travel. So I really want to open that up, because I think the feeling of watching this together as a community and seeing these things grow, we have done some fantastic stuff in under 2 years. I mean, this is year number 3 that is just that has just begun. So it's not under 2 years. It just switched over to the second year. So we are in year number 3. And my God, what a journey. What a soul journey we've all created. And I got to tell you that the more you stick around with All Shift Happily Now and the right energies and do something for your timeline, you're going to join in these thousands and thousands of beings. Their lives have shifted into happiness like never before on the planet. And this is just something that we do together. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for your own reality field for being here. And in order to do something for a collective energy field, I would love to go into meditation with Sarah and Kaedrich. We're going to do that together. I'm going to start it off. Then Kaedrich is going to go second and do some shadow work, and then Sarah. I personally think, since we had this amazing talk, if that is okay, I'm going to quickly get Kaedrich on here as well. Wait, where's Kaedrich? He's not in the... Kaedrich, are you with us? Oh, he needs to hop off. Oh no, he had to leave. Oh my goodness. Ah, okay. Can we make it All Shift Happening Now board game? I have a laser now. I'm a pro laser owner. Sammy Hagar actually texted me and was like, Tim, are you sure this isn't dangerous? Well, I have security goggles, so it's all good. But I'm currently lasering and making some spectacular spiritual machine, because usually last year we did some contact work and it was really improvised. This year it's going to be laser engraved and powered with some cool orgonite and some cool pyramid stuff. So I'm pretty pretty excited to get that baby to the test in Italy. And when it's doing a great job, we're going to use these machineries for some contact experiences in Mexico as well. Because to me, it's one of the most fascinating things in the world to put consciousness into a machine and get messages back. That is magical. Okay, everyone, it seems like it's coming down to us both, Sarah. I think we're gonna do the meditation together. It's gonna. I think that's the first time that we've ever done that, just the two. That's cool. Anyway, I would say I started, and then you continue. So
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay, cool. So everyone at home, let me do something great here. It's something amazing, which is I freaking love that. You hear that? Maybe not now. Guess you have some background music. Okay, cool. You immediately feel a little meditative, right? Just know that meditating and moving energies and learning how to modulate energies in the universe is your number one top priority. And with Worship Happily Now, you learn that here firsthand, and it's free monthly. We do it together. Freaking amazing. All ETs will tell you that. Learn how to modulate your reality. So let's do that all together. For everyone who's new, who's never had a meditation before, just follow my voice, follow the words that we do here, and be inspired. So let's find a nice spot. Let's find a comfy moment and just have our eyes closed to make it more immersive and make it more meditative. For everyone around the universe and around the world, let's join into the Worship Happily Now meditation for this month. Each and every word of my voice and every moment when we listen to this wonderful music, feel yourself activating your third eye, activating yourself. We have some amazing people out there, amazing multiplicators. And the more we do this, the better it becomes. The more we do meditation, the better it grows. And in this very moment, realize two things. A paradox, so to speak. First of all, your reality realm is 100% yourself. See that unfold while you have your eyes closed. See that unfold on your in front of your mental eye. See that this is truth. Everything you're perceiving, everything you're living through, everything you do, it is all your mental reality field that is unfolding. You are 100%. You're the first creator of your reality. What an amazing, amazing, amazing feature that is. Because it means that you are responsible, but also in power for 100% of what happens in your reality field. And with all stuff happening now, we even make sure that it becomes better and better, and more enjoyable, more happy. Feel this whole community. Feel that there are 10,000, nowadays more than hundreds of thousands of people who are joining Worship Happily Now and to receive this information. We're entering a new world. We're all entering a new world. Paradox here is that even though everything is 100% our own reality field, there are other beings, other embodiments on so many levels. There are wonderful, wonderful species out there, wonderful civilizations. Mostly all of them are great friends, great friends. And then there are some that are, on the way of becoming friends, but they need a little bit more distance. So trust that with the energy that we are creating here, it's so easy to deselect what needs a little bit of distance and select all these wonderful beings and invite them in. Let them join. Let them enjoy reality. Enjoy reality with them. That is something we can do. And when you are looking into the mirror and you see yourself, you see your reality realm, and even it doesn't matter if you look into the mirror and you know that you are realizing your reality realm, or if you need a little bit of guidance on this path, it's all happening now with all these wonderful community beings all around us, all here. We all do that together, bringing energy into a realm, and we're creating it together. We're perceiving it, and we're making this happy shift for this reality, tangible reality. So just feel comfy, just feel at home, feel seen, feel loved in this awesome Happily Now community. Feel the wonderful feeling of being at home with all these beings, meeting new friends all around the world, how amazing it is to tap into new cultures. Friends from Japan, friends from North America, friends from Norway, from Sweden, Iceland, Asia, Europe, North America, South America, friends all over the world. And wherever you go in the world, you will find also Happily Now community members, and they might welcome you with open arms. And you find tribe people, beings of your family, of your tribe, of your soul family, of your path, beings that want to shift into happiness and that are indeed shifting into happiness everywhere. Let this emotion sink into you. While we are connecting, let's make a great, great dome. Let's create that all together, because we have thousands and thousands of people who are watching the All Ship Happily Now community live every month. So imagine you're with 10,000 people who watch this right now, and 10,000 people are creating a wonderful, protective dome, a cupola, a sphere around the planet for each and every member of the All Ship Happily Now community, so that it's extremely, extremely challenging and hard for bad messages to come through, and extremely easy, extremely nice for great messages to come through. Connecting with these other realms, connecting with these other versions of ourselves, with beings everywhere in all dimensions that are watching us with love, that want us to thrive and want us to live our happiest shift. Connect with these beings. Bring your prayers, your energy, your focus, your mental gravitation into this protective dome that we are, this cupola that we are stretching far and wide over each and every one in the All Ship Happily Now community, all around the planet, protecting ourselves, making such an unpenetratable energy realm that we all create together right now. 10,000 of people. And we know that 10,000 people who put a cohesive thought into the world outweigh the whole planet. Everyone on this planet, they outweigh them in energy just because we do that together. So strong, so powerful. Let's make that even stronger. Let's make it even stronger. Know that there are beings who do this for you right now, with you, for us, with us. We all do that together in this meditation. With that being said, I pass that to Sarah. Please continue the meditation.
Keep yourself centered in that dome, feeling connected to the beautiful beings a part of this community. As you breathe and soften and relax, open body, open mind, open heart. Feel the beautiful energies of this community, the beautiful hearts. Feel very, very at home here. knowing that this is a safe space, knowing that you are held here. Feeling how much everyone in this community honors one another, respects one another, appreciates one another. And breathe and soften and relax as you give permission to your body to relax even more, to sink even deeper into this moment and feel how good it feels to breathe. And bring your awareness now to the center of your heart, becoming aware that we are all now tuning in to the center point of our hearts together in this protective, safe dome together. Take a deep breath into your heart and bring your awareness into your heart even more. And begin to tune into the highest frequencies of love all around you. With your next inhale, imagine that you can drink up the highest frequencies of love into every cell of your body. Taking a deep breath in and breathing in the highest frequencies of love into every cell of your body, breathing in. And with your exhale, allow yourself to surrender, to release, to let go of any energies that no longer serve your highest good. Follow this flow of breath in your own time a few more times. With your inhale, an invitation of the highest frequencies of love, the love of this entire universe holding you. Breathe it into every cell of your body. And with your exhale, a letting go of any energy that no longer serves your highest good. And breathe and soften and relax even more. And with your awareness in your heart, become aware of the central channel of your body. And begin to travel your awareness, to stretch your awareness from the heart up to the top of your head, creating a central channel from your heart to the top of your head. And now stretch that central channel as far as it naturally goes, up to the sky, connecting to the beautiful, loving celestial energy, the most loving celestial energy of the universe, connecting to your central channel now, safely, gently, making that connection now. Beginning to stretch your central channel out from the center of your heart, out the top of your head, as far as it naturally goes. There's no judgment. As far as it naturally goes, up, 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 connecting to the most loving celestial energy. Take a deep breath in and allow yourself to receive any energy that you could most use right now, whether that's peace, love, joy, remembering from the celestial realms, safely, lovingly, bringing in the most beautiful energies from the celestial realms down into the center point of your heart. Good. And you can keep that flow of energy moving as you now bring your awareness to your heart, down, down, down through the bottom of your feet, down into the center of the earth, feeling your connection to the center of Mother Earth, the most beautiful terrestrial energy. Give your gratitude to the earth, being our home, holding us, loving us. And as you connect your heart to the heart of the earth, sharing your gratitude, become aware of the remembering of how held you are here, how safe you are with every step you take on this planet, how safe you are, how the earth is holding you, guiding you, nourishing you. And here with you, as she is a part of you and you are a part of her, the earth. Begin to breathe in the beautiful, loving, nurturing energies of the earth, from the center of the earth to the center of your heart. And feel yourself as that bridge, that anchor between heaven and earth, between the celestial and the terrestrial, anchored into the center point of your heart. Become aware of that central channel activated, cleansed, alive. And notice that as you become more aware of that central channel within you, notice that your emotions begin to stabilize, feeling more grounded, feeling more at peace, more empowered in every cell of your body, feeling more anchored into the remembering of who you really are, why you came here, and how magnificent it really is to be you. Remember. Take a deep breath in and remember. Remembering that every moment is a new now moment where you can choose differently. You can imagine something new into your reality field. You can decide who you'll now be. You can choose the different energy to walk with. Remember, you have the power to do so. So as you go about this new week and this new now moment, what energy will you choose to carry more of now? Maybe it's peace, maybe it's joy, maybe it's miracles. Take a deep breath into your heart and feel the support of the earth and the celestial realms, supporting you and nourishing you with more of that energy that you will now carry with you into this new week. Feel how loved you are here and how supported you are here in this community, on this planet, in this universe. Feeling held in the love of the entire universe. Allow yourself to surrender even more into it. You are so loved here. You are so appreciated. Take another deep breath in of the energy that you are anchoring in for your week ahead. and begin to feel more of it now. Feeling what it feels like for all the cells of your body, tuning in to that energy. Becoming one with that energy. Take a deep breath in and feel it even more, turning up the dial on it. And letting that energy wash over your entire system. Good. And you can keep your connection to the celestial realms and the earth intact for as long as you choose. Letting it carry with you, supporting you, and feeling grounded and feeling centered in who you be in the world. Feeling centered in the magnificence of what it is to be you. And how you now choose to walk in this new now moment. And become aware of that protective dome we are all in and the beautiful energies we have cultivated here together in the All Shift Happily Now family. And take a moment and share your love with all of the beings from this realm and all other realms who are very helpful, loving beings with us now, supporting this happy earth shift. And getting ready to collectively share an All Shift Happily Now. I want you to psionically intend for a happy shift in consciousness for all beings who choose it. May all beings be held, be loved. May all beings shift happily now. And allow this dome to have an anchor point of protection so that it stands strong for any of us who need a little refuge, a little space to come back to remember. And bring your awareness fully back to the you that you are now, gently, lovingly coming back to this beautiful you that you are now. Feeling clear, feeling awake, feeling alive, feeling more full of light, feeling grounded, feeling held. Becoming aware of your body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, coming fully back to the you that you are now. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes, keeping the intention so strong as Tim guides us through a vocal All Shift Happily Now together.
Yeah, so we're going to lovely do that. So don't be surprised, everyone's on here. So we got to do that all together on the screen here. So we're all on display. Let's do that all together. Let's make this reality realm hear our voices. Let's do it all together and bring that into this collective energy field, knowing that each and every time we do it, it gets stronger, it gets multiplied exponentially, and it will feature back. It will come back to us in the most beautiful, most precious way. When we all say All Shift Happily Now together, everyone at home, chat, community, let's do it in 3, in 2, in 1. All Shift Happily Now. Thank you all so much. Oh my gosh. I'm quickly gonna bring on some people here because that is freaking amazing. There we go. Grace and Selena and Nochi is saying All Shift Happily Now. Shifuku in Japanese and in Chinese as well. So that's the highest form of love. everyone here at the All Shift Happening Now community live. We passed the 2-hour mark, but it's so special hanging out with everyone. I love that so much. You are dearly loved in this universe. If you've ever had doubt on that, just look into this community of beautiful souls. We all came together here. We all met on this planet, on planet Earth, and we make it through the shift all together happily, shifting into love, into Shifuku. It's the Japanese word for so much love. I see a lot of smiling faces, and I want to see you all back again next month. Great meditation, guys. I feel like a butterfly coming out of this cocoon. Thank you so much. Laurie is saying thank you. Antonia is saying All Shift Happily Now. Great seeing you. Katerine, All Shift Happily Now. Monica for sure is saying Shifuku, as she's part of the Japanese community so much. I freaking love that. Thank you all for your knowledge, wisdom, love. Thank you, Tim, for holding space for humanity. Well, we do that here together. I mean, look at all these amazing people. If you want to join the All Shift Happily Now community, well, you're already part of it. You're loved. Thank you so much for being here. Next month on the 25th, we have another community life coming up. Community love. That's actually way more fitting, because that's gonna carry with us for the next few days. We're gonna feel this love expanding in the next few days for us. So lovely to see you back again in just 1 month. Also, if you want to continue, next week we probably have an Agoura meeting. There's so much community here. Text Monica if you want to be with one of the friends groups. Come to Mexico. I'm going to quickly put the banner on here too, so that everyone knows where to get the tickets. It's about time. Get the ticket now. Because there's a lot of tickets going. It's beautiful. It's gonna be a freaking amazing adventure in Mexico, and already so many people that said they are coming. So you're all welcomed here. allshifthappeningsnow.com. You find all the information. Ticket to Ride is gonna start very, very soon in half a year or so. It's not that very soon actually, but in half a year or so. So there's plenty of room to do all these things together. And next month we're gonna meet again. So we wish you a lovely, lovely, lovely month. And with all these beings here, Sarah, thank you so much for holding the meditation. Judith, thank you so much for doing what you're doing in Italy, and also here on the Golden Ticket winner group. Steve, thank you so much for bringing out laughter and joy. If you want to see more Steve, he's on News Golden Ticket Winner Edition. So send him some love too. Diana, thank you so much for being the lovely soul that you are. You're so loved here. And Monica, special thank this month to you, because it's amazing that you create this friendship group for everyone. Let's keep it that way, everyone. I think we have the most amazing thing going on. We wish you a happy month, happy shifting, everyone. I'm going to quickly pause this meditation community. Happy shifting, everyone, and see you in 1 month. I'll shift happily now, and bye.
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 I'll shift community.